losing that last game, he's like, okay guys, I'm gonna make it easier for you. I'm gonna play a somewhat initiator later on where I can do more, and at this mid game we're gonna have a lot of team fighting going on.
But Pure playing as Tidehunter didn't have the greatest of games last time around. I mean, it is a hero that can farm really well, but it also doesn't feel like one of those assassinator types that we like to see him play.
The battle begins.
It's also against the Undying again, which I feel like this hero is just dominating. Like all the lanes, the mid games, the saves with the team fights too. So I wonder, like, maybe that's like one of the adjustments where the Batrider can drag the hero in a bit more to make it easier to fight away from the tomb, have like your own kind of setup for the fight. Not sure if that's what they're going for, but I feel like both teams just have some banger drafts.
Yep, a lot of meta heroes for sure. The Juggernaut hasn't, I mean, it's been picked a decent amount, but not to the point of like your Medusa or a Morphling or whatever the case may be. And the Cypher game in, they have the Medusa, of course, and the Lesh mid is the, I don't want to call it odd man out, but it is the least picked probably of that lineup. It's Ace taking a full spin, opting to just right-click Nightfall in the process. What is the kill potential in this lane? I mean, it's sticky Napalm with Blade Fury. It's not the craziest.
+5 Batrider, I would say it's pretty weak in this lane. Like, if you ever just get Surge on Ace, you can just walk off any of the pressure. With Vacuum later, you can even man up, so would expect Ace to have a pretty good time down here. Toronto-Tokyo, though, did get to squeeze in 3 denies in the first wave, which is very crucial against these Darkshire lanes.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. GPK is going to find his way in the mid lane again, this time as the Storm Spirit Quinn, as we talked about the Lesh. And he's had some really good Lesh performances.
Yeah. I've seen him win this lane, I think, quite many times. And if that is the case, there's definitely a chance for Tofu to maybe swing by mid. You get some quick glimpse play with Quinn potentially hitting level 6 earlier than GPK. So something that GPK is going to have to watch out for.
We'll see if Quinn can get every single power rune again.
Probably.
That certainly helped. Initial one usually being RG Seller.
Tombstone level 2 timing.
Pure takes the blood grenade and gets off the stick, but he will fall. And first blood to dyrachyo. That is probably the last hero that you want to see that on, is Quinn in a 1v1 battle with GPK. The Split Earth will hit. He's gonna have to try to walk away though, as he's taking a ton of damage. Forced to use the Fairy Fire. A couple misses on the high ground from GPK. Quinn will eventually get the other water runes, so there's a lot of trading left. I mean, I really like the way that Dota is set up now. The first 5.5 minutes, it's actually, for the most part, 1v1, which is really cool.
Yeah, with the Lotuses on the side lanes as well, they just get to refill their bottles in mid, but overall just this first blood up top again against Pure. Like generally when they have a really good early game, it's Pure who's taking off, but in both the last game and this one, Gaming Gladiators was just a very simple combo of Medusa Undying, just kind of shutting down his early game.
Off with you.
And if you're looking into the mid to late game, do you see any matchups that would be interesting? I feel like we've seen so many of these heroes face off against each other. I guess, Accelerate. Taking a sticky bomb, we'll just walk it off. That's going to allow the Lotus to be picked up by Pure.
Yeah, very good posture by them to go forward. Allow themselves to get the Lotus, but like mid-game, late-game timings, maybe, I feel like Jug should have a pretty good time here in like the mid-late game to just like stand your ground and keep hitting. But honestly, the X factor for me in this game is this Toronto-Tokyo Batrider. I feel like they must have talked about it during the break. He did bust it out yesterday and it looked pretty damn good. Like some Blink BKB +5 Batrider. Cannot underestimate that.
Yeah, could be looked at as a bit greedy. Yeah, but considering these games typically go relatively long, although the last 2 games kind of a different story. But we are here again with the elimination game 1-to-1. Quinn not able to hit the Split Earth, and GPK is going to try to punish him for it. 4-minute water rune's about to spawn.
Yeah, he is quite out of mana and HP here on Quinn, so has to look at these runes as Tofu is making his way to the bottom once. Maybe GPK won't even be able to refill his bottle.
Yeah.
Very needed play as well.
May actually be holding it for Quinn.
Looks like, yeah, he's able to get both of them.
That's a pretty big boost for him.
I mean, that is like one of the small things that could push you over the edge where you can get level 6 and then allow Tofu to rotate over to you later. Quinn is going to try to slowly burn through these raindrops. But GPK doing a very nice job. 7 denies and slightly ahead in the CS.
Nightfall owning 25 and 12 right now in the CS. You can just see on the left side, all 3 top CSers are on the Boom Boom team.
Even with Pure going down to the first plot again, like the later stages of the laning stage just kind of going in their favor. And Nightfall CS, I've experienced it myself. I think he's the most aggressive carry with the best CSing in the entire game. It is so annoying to lane against this guy.
He's going to be going for the battle theory, no big surprise. Do you think we're going to see the defusal? I think we talked about this the last time that he was opting for and then changed his mind as Pure.
Sticks and Lotus.
Nice jump from Save. It's going to TP out immediately. And Pure looks like he's going to live as a result of that move.
I could definitely see a 3rd, 4th item defusal again. Was it Ramses who had it queued up but then didn't go for it or something last time?
It might have been Nightfall even, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It is a pretty decent diffuser game. There's also like some Undyings around the block. You can go Disperser, of course, because now that you can actually upgrade it. And its Nightfall should have a pretty uncontested early game. Like you're laning into, what, Darkseer, Disruptor. You've got the Healing Ward, you've got the Spin. I think he's going to be skyrocketing up in the network. Nice D-Ward by Tofu here. We want to apply this early pressure.
Yeah, we've seen these late game Juggernauts as well. They are absolutely crazy. The 6-minute power rune about to spawn. Quinn does not choose correctly.
What?
Everybody watching.
Gaben is not watching the game?
Gaben, where are you? You guys just witnessed history. Quinn did not get the first power rune.
Did not get the 50-50 as both supports.
Remember this moment, yeah, quote-unquote 50-50. Dyrachyo's going to take the sticky bomb. Here, there with some anchor smash action. Dyrachyo, I mean, he's all alone. Going to bully him out, but he's going to get another Lotus here.
This is, of course, amazing for Medusa. It kind of seems like the new Medusa build with all these nerfs that did come through. You go to 0-3-3 to like stay more tanky, be able to fight back. As what is Toronto Tokyo already setting up the 7-minute Wisdom Rune steal? I mean, you have Flame Break, right? So you can always just bounce back the other noobs who are coming to contest you. Make it easy for yourself.
And Tofu, he has Glimpse, but when you're standing still this entire time, it's not going to do anything.
He's ready. Don't
he
move.
Does move slightly, yeah. He messed up already. Toronto Tokyo trying to out-click Tofu. We see a TP coming in. He gets off the fire plane. There's the Flame Break. Be able to secure it along with Save on the other side. So
double Wisdom Rune.
Wisdom Rune's going the way of Boom Boom. And Toronto Tokyo, I mean, Quinn made his rotation over. They better get this kill.
Oh my.
This would be absolutely awful for Gaiman.
He will die, but this is so much space. Double Wisdom Rune, they will find him.
Yep, eventually a lot of mana having to be expended. Toronto Tokyo will finally go down. As on the other side, Celery getting gone on.
Save dropping a little
bit. Trying to take out this Tombstone. Save. Should be able to get out now. Gets off the sticky bomb onto Dyrachyo as well, as now they're trying to turn the sights, or turn this around onto Dyrachyo. GPK making his first rotation over, gets off the electric vortex that's there. Tofu is there with the glimpse, and Save will eventually be brought down, and Dyrachyo is actually going to drop. So GPK getting glimpse back means that he has to use all his mana, but they still end up finding the position 1 Medusa.
Honestly, really nice play here from 2B team, as just Save getting like, what, like 20 right clicks off, GPK rotating over, and they just keep chasing it down. GPK, at least what sucks for him is that he's out of mana, as Viewer is currently getting ran up by Quinn and Tofu.
Omni slash on the ace, but not enough damage. Now TP coming in. Nightfall, I mean, without that spin for another second, does have a TP, and will expend it.
We'll get most of the creeps as well on the TPL. Does go to base. Looks like the Dyrachyo just doesn't really want to stay up top, so he's just straight up going down bottom. He's going to need some levels. Like, if you can't really lane, need levels of split shot, which currently he has none of.
You can see Tofu now. Quinn. I mean, Quinn, with this Diabolic Edict, we've been seeing this time and time again. He kind of ignores it to begin with to be able to win his lane, but then he starts maxing it so he can actually do some damage to this tower, because that is a huge benefit for your mid lane. I mean, it's like a DK, essentially, except not on a very long cooldown. I mean,
he's currently only level 1, so he would hope to have, like, what, level 2, level 3, start to get that going. And the Boombox team have a good ward in the triangle, where it looks like the Dyrachyo's like, sure, I'm just gonna go take the mid lane, as looks like Quinn doesn't want to have too much to do with that anymore. I mean, this is very good for Medusa like this early game. If you can go anywhere, it's mid. Just push in the wave, go back to the jungle, the enemy mid comes here, he will do the same thing and you just free farm.
Toronto Tokyo gonna get close to his level 6 in that mid lane. Still another wave or two away. And Pure about to finish his Meteor Hammer. If you watched last game, we don't need to have that discussion again.
Yep, can skip straight through that one. It's Gaiman bringing the train to middle.
GPK looking for the initiation, finds the Electric Vortex onto Quinn at half mana. Celery's there with the onto the high ground. Nice glimpse onto Toronto Tokyo on the other side. Pure with the Ravage, barely clips the 2, and Quinn is the big pickup for Boom Boom. They will lose Toronto Tokyo to Celery, but
the flashy man.
Very nice for Boom Boom is Pure. May be able to walk this off for the most part. Stuck inside that kinetic field. Meteor Hammer forcing everybody back. Gets off the gush and getting slow perpetually. Celery pasted up. Another glimpse coming out, and Pure looks to finally be going down.
Big boss Celery with the Hazer and the Flash Golem will get some return kills, but getting Quinn's game slowed down is very important here, because it's not the same as a Pango where you're just very elusive, unless you need to try and stay very tanky throughout the game. So any of these early deaths can definitely set him back.
Dyrachyo working on the Manta style on Nightfall, still trying to finish up that Battle Fury. It'll be about a 12-13 minute Battle Fury, so very, very good.
Probably one of the fastest that we may have seen, because this is definitely looks like a 12-minute Fury. Said it before, but I don't really see the Nightfall man being contested whatsoever. And not the earliest auras coming out from Ace, as he is struggling in this early game.
We've been saying that a lot.
We've said that every game this series.
And I think the last series too.
Yeah. Well, he's very good at recovering, and they'll need these auras. But I must say that I feel like Nightfall is just putting on a pretty big laning show here. 27 denies, free CS, and now pressuring the tower, as Ace is recovering on the Ancients, but...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these teams against Gaiman, they're starting to figure some things out that maybe they've been getting away with for too long. Which, one of which we talk about all the time, with the fact that Ace is kind of their carry, so making the early game a little bit harder for him maybe will slow down Gaiman, and it's kind of shown to be true, because they are in the lower bracket now, but it's obviously a very strong team.
I mean, when you have these heroes like Lifestealer and Jug, and I would consider this a fairly free Jug game, and you get off to this type of a start, you're not gonna slow him down, really.
GPK with a big rune. It's a refresher as Quinn is there trying to take out the siege creep. He does so. Tofu gets off the static storm, but cannot lock GPK in place. He will lose his life, and Quinn's courier will also drop. They had a Vit booster on it. And that's just going to be part of his eventual Bloodstone to come.
Does have the Seeds of Serenity, which should help the Ledge, but I mean, yeah, you can see Nightfall. He can high five, run into Ace, and he knows that nothing's really going to stop him. And at the same time, top, we have a similar story with the Tidehunter. Just going to Meteor Hammer away at the tower. I mean, you're actually having the same thing on all 3 lanes.
Yeah. So laning stage, as per norm, going the way of Bidet Bayer's team. As this tier 1 tower, a lot of damage. There's GPK going in pretty deep, forcing out some TPs. I'm not even sure that GPK wants to fight, as Toronto Tokyo is going to get glimpsed. Requires all the effort here from Gaming Gladiators just to defend this tier 1, but the top lane, lots of damage done with the Meteor Hammer as Pure continues to push. But Dyrachyo did show up to try to defend, but meanwhile tier 2 taking a little bit of damage as Nightfall's still completely left alone.
He's just soaking up the entire map. As I would say Gaming are probably okay with this play. You know, they get a kill. B-Boom are also like, okay, we force some TPs. Most cores are kind of happy in this game. As I feel like Nightfall's heat map is just going to be this entire bottom area plus the Ancient.
Yeah, that is fair. And
getting this Ancient stack is pretty big, even if you don't get all the last hits, which Nightfall probably will.
That is nice.
Oh, he's running into them.
Yep, and there's Ace getting initiated on, gets off his back and the wall to come, but he dies shortly after 4 members of Boom Boom here. And Quinn, he needs to find something, and it might just be save.
Setting for save.
Yeah, they do have to settle in the end as Nightfall, he's not done fighting yet. He's going to get Static Storm stuck inside the kinetic field as well.
Nice Ravage.
Give him a little bit of space in the Meteor Hammer to follow. GPK running out of mana, but should be enough to take out Celery at the very least. Flame Break brings them back into their arms. And Quinn trying to save his little buddy. A Celery will go down to a very long-range Anchor Smash. And Quinn He is
5 stacks for
completely
Techies.
surrounded. This has been such an in and out
the
fight,
surge!
but the surge is too late from Ace. And BB team completely crushing this early game, and now they're going to finish up. Well, it's not a stack anymore. Everywhere he goes, just a casual medium.
Really nice ravages, like the first around the mid that then clipped Quinn to get the kill. Here again to stop like the follow-up stun into the static as well. Then just play around the healing ward, Nightfall continuing to farm the enemy triangle. Gamer are soon gonna lose their mid tower too, just bleeding everyone on the map.
We'll see how Gaiman
is under attack.
end up responding to this. Been in this situation a few times. And Ace, at the very least, he was able to get some stuff off, but just too many heroes from Boombox team.
Just so much damage, right? Techies also lowering your magic resistance, then the Batrider comes through. Like this Ravage here is really nice to stop Quinn from running in and getting a follow stun here on Nightfall.
Yeah.
Would have very likely just been straight up dead.
Did take them a pretty minute to kill off Celery, but I mean, they get what they came for. And Gaiman completely losing their stacks and several heroes to boot. Having said that, the fact that it's only 2k really confuses me. 2k lead.
I mean, dyrachyo is still doing a good job, right? He hasn't really been needed to join anywhere. Like during this entire long fight, he was stealing B-Boom's Ancients up top. He now has Manta to try and come back a little bit. I guess most of the bros in Quinn, when they die, spending all their gold. So 2k lead. Feels like with the B-Boxers should be ahead a little more.
Double damage.
Vessel almost there for save. Has one charge.
That's honestly a big one. Like, I guess this Quinn Leshu has been slowed down, so by the time the Vessel comes out, he's not close to his BKB or his Yules. There's also no Lotus Orb. So that could honestly like really help them just cut through this Bloodstone heal and the tankiness.
Dire are scanning.
The Diffusal is queued up alongside the Manta style for Nightfall.
Okay. And for GPK, he's had his Witchblade for a bit now. And it will be a BKB next. And for the likes of Pure on the Tide, who's been having a very good game in terms of his impact overall, is going for the pipe.
I mean, they really want to try to kill him? He's okay, let's see. Glimpse back.
Static Storm, Kinetic Field. He's stuck in place. You can see the TPs are coming.
Yep, they're getting him.
Zips on place. He gets off the Ravage just in time to do nothing. But GPK zips on in. And then immediately exits the fight. Tokyo, beautiful vacuum back as Save and Toronto Tokyo kind of stuck. Nice save, jump in. That's a lot of damage being applied. Already Quinn is dead. And Ace getting spun down, but the wall will save him. So a great recovery from B-Box.
Was that like a 3-man blast? That looks so good with the wall into the vacuum and all these heroes, but Nightfall is around on a triangle, comes in, healing ward, Omni Slash. Whereas here, sure, we see like the nice start. Ravage does come out, which honestly looks very useless. GPK comes in, he has to chill, but
yeah, this was looking really good right here.
this blast off, he gets off, Jesus.
But this, yeah.
With all the mines on the ground too. In the meantime, Tofu just getting Omni to death, and then it bounces to Celery. Oh man, that's a dirty one.
Yeah.
E-Box with a great response.
Let's see the reaction this time from Pure.
Yeah, Pure very happy about that.
Right. Very happy with himself. Well, Toronto Tokyo.
Really wants that blink.
He's not going to be too happy with himself because he ends up dropping here. How close is he to that blink?
He was very close. That was like 100 gold off. Now 200 gold.
Oh no.
You do have the Vessel charges completed on save, so if you're Quinn, you probably want to finish up these Yules before you fight, but at the same time too, Pure is going to be finishing a pipe, so making Quinn's game even harder as it is.
And BB team, as per norm, other than the last game, have a lead at the 18-minute mark. Can they hold on to it? Can they take advantage to get these early Roches? Can they actually go high ground? Now, I will say, Jug is excellent at going high ground. One of the best carries, for sure. Very safe. Worst case scenario, you Blade Fury, hit it, back up, but then you have to
find Ace.
Yep, Ace. He is super dead. The Techies Mind's just doing massive damage.
What a monster play. They're just really good at playing the map, and at the same time too, even if they can't fully go high ground, right? You just have the fact that Toronto Tokyo is going to have the blink to lasso people and just play the map where just now the way they get to pick up Ace, just the reactive taser from Save, purging out the Surge. Looking at mid.
Oh, GPK, he gets baited inside that Static Storm kinetic field, and he gets punished. Overconfidence again, biting him in the ass.
Save looking for another beautiful blast off. Will he find it?
And he cancels it there, gets off his sticky bomb. He's trying to bait them in. He gets glimpsed back into the fray. As Quinn gets the split arts off, they should be able to take out the Techies. And Pure showing off that newly picked up pipe.
Looking for more.
He is a super hard kill. They have to be careful because Juggernaut can show up at any minute. And Celery giving that Flesh Golem buff on top of Pure, or the debuff I should say.
Nightfall is coming close.
Yep, he's got his Medusa ready to go as well. Another glimpse, but Pure comes out with the Ravage. It's only on to one as dyrachyo pops his Stone Gaze. On the other side, Nightfall coming in. There's a bunch of creatures, he has to be a bit careful. But you can see the initiation of Lasso finds dyrachyo super low on mana. Pure and dota2. They're the ones taking back the gem. It's Quinn with that post nova completely destroying everybody.
Okay, GPK's back.
GPK, he gets instantly used into the split earth. Do they have the actual control for him? No, he has to zip out, but he gets back right into their arms again and has to use most of his mana to get away. Pure, who's been here seemingly for 20 minutes, will finally die. The tier 1 tower will also finally die. Again, a super early Blink Dagger for the likes of Tofu. Well, I guess it was Celery last time, I think, right? But
no, that was also him.
Okay. Anyway. Unimportant.
I mean, the beam bobs. Like, do they want to do that without Nightfall? I'm pretty sure they showed us that he didn't have a TP ready. I don't know if he canceled it or if he just didn't have one ready. Or like even on his hero. But GPK gets punished, goes in too deep, and game, and they just turn it into way more on the map. Like, there's more than 5k gold between Jug and the next most important hero in your lineup, and he's the one that was not able to connect.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like, isn't necessarily his fault because he took the tier 2 top. Maybe he should have a TP, but GPK just way overplaying.
I mean, Pure, I can't even imagine how much damage he's taken this game.
A lot.
Feels like he has tanked a lot of damage, but no, Boom Boom team not able to really take advantage of that. At least not yet. They're going to smoke up, as we can see the net worth now even on both sides.
It's gonna be on the Toronto-Tokyo Batrider here with the Blink. So with Pure's build, right, you're gonna give your team more survivability. You sped up the game with the Meteor, then you went Pipe, so his Blink is gonna be way off.
dyrachyo
all on Toronto.
He just picked up his Scotty. He's gonna be a lot here now. They do. Toronto-Tokyo, can he find the right one? Actually, the Stone Case comes off first. Great reaction to dyrachyo, and down goes Toronto.
This guy's... Oh, they find the glimpse too!
Save as well, so this should be 2 supports for Gaiman to claim. Save not going out without a fight. He's gonna get slowed down by the... No. Ace actually might have to reevaluate things. This Nightfall showing up inside the wall. Has to spin out. The Static Storm a little bit too late. Won't be TPing out. Should be fine.
Ooh. They were looking for the glimpse there, I think, or something. Either way, yeah. I feel like there's no more Arteezy Manta, so it's gotta be the dyrachyo Manta at this point. His reaction time on the Manta into the Stone Gaze, I think 99% of all of the carry players, they're just dead there. Because they get lassoed into the Jug, just clicking them to death. This game, and bring it back in this game.
Yeah, and look at that. dyrachyo overtaking Nightfall in net worth temporarily. Basically the same now. Nightfall's had to show up for a couple fights, and that last one didn't work out, so ends up hurting his overall worth a bit. And this is when we start talking about the old Roshan.
Mr. Roach. So you have Jug, of course. You've got the Healing Ward and a lot of good damage. Wonder if Gaiman want to be contesting this. Because, sure, at least for a double B team, you don't take damage, but it's not necessarily the super fastest Roach here. Gaiman are picking up themselves.
Yeah, it's going to be too late.
At this point, it's just too late.
And they smoke up, so they're actually not going to just take advantage of the free farm. But we have seen teams fight into Aegis like this because they're kind of stuck on the corner of the map, but they have enough time to disperse a bit.
Haste!
Ooh, Nightfall's steeping out, so if they can find a fight here, he cannot be here.
Yeah. Tofu finds Toronto-Tokyo.
That's one catch.
Yeah. Kinetic Field holds him in place. Quinn should be able to set up an easy pick off. Kind of a drive-by goat by Quinn.
Well, still,
everybody else gets out though.
Double B square team get themselves the Aegis on Nightfall. He's gonna be pretty happy about that. I think there's also a Solar Crest on safe, so, you know, powering up your Jugger gonna be very important in this game. If you were trying to get in his Blink Dagger, but Ace also, he got his. If he can get off a clutch wall, like in the fight to nullify some of the Omni Slash damage or even keep the illusion of Nightfall, like the Jug illusion is not a joke.
Ace has his pipe, he's got his mech, and working towards a Lotus Orb now.
Also very good, especially against these Radiant heroes. Batrider, Jugger, some of the best Lotus heroes in the game.
A lot of Philly Stones in this game for
Of course.
Boom.
Only on the Beanbags team. We've got 2 of them on their supports. As we have a Torming time.
Oh, God.
Well, that is a horrible shard.
Toronto Tokies, I don't want to be worth 1,400 more gold. That's
Yeah, you
actually
would
worth
honestly
for me.
rather not have it, like just straight up.
Yeah. You never know. Might transition into a right clicker.
In 40 minutes time, he might. Okay, Gem is being purchased. They're a bit sick of this map. I mean, certainly when you have Storm and Bat, you rely a little bit on pickoffs, so buying that is good. As they finally unblock their Ancients, but it does see the ward as the Cardi B will kill this ward.
And there's a big item for GPK. He has actual survivability now.
I mean, he needs it against these dire heroes, right? But I must say that Tofu's Disruptor performance in both the last game and this has been very good. He's got the Blink, Point Booster. Like, this is a hero that can change the later stages of the game completely with an AoE Doom.
It's funny, throughout this last few minutes, and getting that Aegis, Gaiman have extended their lead despite not being the ones to get that Aegis.
Honestly, this is just like elimination game, LAN vibes. You start 5-manning maybe a bit more. You're a little scared as, I mean, the Beanbox team are still in a great position in this game. Gaiman doing a good job around the map as another Silver Edge, similar to last game. Give yourself another win condition and another timing in the fights against this Tide.
Yeah, definitely worked last game, like you said. Break pretty damn powerful. Is already working on Aghanim Scepter for the Disruptor. If he can get to that, my goodness. Blink, Static Storm, muting items, game winning potentially.
Radiant's bottom tower
Might not be, I mean, I'm trying to think of the Aghanim. I don't want to make a tier list here. It's got to be top 5 though, potential.
Axe Disruptor, yeah.
It's crazy.
I think it's like one of the most impactful, at least support Ags. Probably overall Ags in the game. And
GPK, they're gonna TP back. They're all smoked up to the side of Baby Back Ribs. And Toronto Tokyo not able to find the connection. Quick blink out. As both Tofu and Quinn on the run. Looking for more from GPK. He's gonna get healed. He's up deep, but not gonna follow it up with any stuns. Just like that, back to a stalemate effectively.
They didn't get any kills, but they're regaining some of the map control, and they killed 2 of Gaiman's wards, which honestly, having this happen at this stage in the game is very important. Nightfall. So getting closer to a Butterfly, which will make him very tanky. And I think Nightfall's going to be able to go quite ham in some of these next fights.
Enchanted Quiver now. Picked up by dyrachyo, getting that little extra boost in damage and range.
We'll gladly take that. Toronto took having a little bit of a slower game compared to some of his, I think maybe yesterday's Batrider performance, but overall, still working towards the next BKB. Or Torment time.
All right.
Will it be the grabby?
Grab ally or disruptor?
Grab ally.
They get it!
Dire's middle tower.
That's a big one. I mean, you still can try to drag them away from the tomb with the lasso, so...
Wait, how does that work?
No, I mean that you just make it harder for Celery to save because you're dragging them into your team.
But if you grab ally, somebody that's getting lassoed, what happens to Batrider?
they're going straight in the tomb.
But what happens to the lasso?
I don't know.
Like, does Toronto Tokyo, is he stuck there? Because there's some weird interaction depending on the spell.
I actually feel like it will keep... So the guy will be in the tombstone, and you will hear the lasso. But he will just walk away with no one.
Okay.
That's what I think will happen. Well, you're about to find out soon.
Yeah, we will find out soon.
Didn't get much done with the Aegis. I mean, he got a lot of gold, but some of his teammates are falling behind, and I feel like Jug is not the best 1v5 hero, especially when you play against other heroes like Darkseer, who make it harder for you to get all these kills with more illusions, more auras, surges, so I think Gaiman should be pretty happy with what's happening.
They're gonna smoke up. looking for a way to initiate. As dyrachyo seemingly always in front for Boom Boom.
More wards being killed as Gaiman actually have 0 wards on the map right now. I don't know if they're holding anymore. Looks like they did just get 1 place up. So this is the only ward that they're going to have for a while. They may want to be protecting it more heavily. Quinn.
All right, they're going to get a little bit of vision here. A glimpse into the Yule split earth. The save. I mean, he's actually so much tankier than he looks.
He's not getting out, is he? Save.
Dyrachyo gonna slow him. That's Scotty, and that is enough.
Gaiman actually owned it, which means that BBT have not been able to get themselves a kill on the board in the last couple of minutes. As Pure going for the same item build as last game, slowly trying to work on a halberd to work through and against the Silver Edge.
If they continue this aggression with the tier 2 still intact, not for long. Dyrachyo will easily be able to take it out as a DD spawns top. Quinn is going to bottle it up, not saving it for his Medusa.
Oh, I guess the whole gold lead is just bounty runes.
Yeah.
This Nightfall, he wants his BKB to just fully commit in the fight, but Gaiman will still have an answer there with the Stone Gaze, of course, which would make his team fighting not too easy.
And ever so slowly, Gaiman continue to expand this lead, but it's not by a dramatic amount per minute. As we can see, Boom Boom are obviously extremely efficient at farming the map as well.
We've got some disassembling action here on Ace.
Stupendous!
There's the Lotus.
Yeah, he's pretty strong now.
Double desolation!
I feel like the 2B team have a smoke in them soon, right? Like if they catch someone out of position with this Blink Lasso, I feel like you have a lot of options to ultimately end up playing in this map, because I think the game is, I mean, definitely slowing down for both teams. You're likely waiting for this Nightfall. He did get the talent and his BKB is flying out, but Gaiman are coming away and B-Boom better be ready for this.
And there's the butterfly for Dyrachyo. So lots of power spikes from both sides in terms of itemization. So it's going to be some surprise from both sides, as I think, yeah, Boom Boom going to smoke as well.
There's a lot of clutch factors. Ravage, Lotus Orbs.
Flesh is showing some spells here.
They know that they're smoked.
Yeah, Roche can be up in a minute and a half, and of course these teams don't know if it is up currently, but they are on the Radiant side now. So this is basically a Roche off.
Certainly will turn into one. I don't know if one team will truly walk into the other.
They eventually do.
Eventually. Eventually. I mean, I guess earliest Roche spawn could be right now, as the beanbags are moving forward.
dyrachyo actually breaks the smoke of Tofu in the trees.
They're doing a good job. They're slowly moving forward. They killed the ward with another smoke.
And Nightfall.
Ooh, Dyrachyo.
Not scared at all. Showing off that newly picked up BKB. He's going to get broke for the time being. There's the wall. Does create one illusion. Decent amount of damage on the Nightfall, but of course he can reset with that healing ward. GPK zipping, and they're going to get Quinn. Lasso and the Omni Sash, but the Yules comes out onto Quinn to be able to save him from time being, but he does drop. He's going to find again. Big Ravage from Pure onto basically everybody. There's the Stone Gaze though, as Dyrachyo trying to find some sort of connection.
Oh, he ran into the wall again.
Right, he's going to buy back. Nightfall forced to try and TP out. Oh, he's barely going to do so. And Pure will try the same, and he'll have the same fate.
Oh, no range for the glimpses. 20 seconds still for the Roche. I mean, costly buyback here for Quinn, which is, he had to expand that to come back in a fight, but no ace, even in the next fight that's about to break out here. GPK, the agent, he's still lingering.
And Halberd just picked up now. Here the electric vortex come out from GPK, trying to focus down Tofu, but the Grand Ally is there to save him. And GPK, he might be going down a big save from Save himself, as GPK will go back to base successfully. Celery's dead though, Quinn now on the run. Cannot afford to die here as more buybacks come out from Gaming Gladiators. The fact that they did not get GPK there, saving him.
Really clutch. What a clutch spell usage here. Now what's he healing?
Heal up. Some vision up here. As Roche still has not been attempted by either team, knowing how important this can be in the state of the game. Nightfall already using the Blade Fury.
Dyrachyo's looking and cooking.
Preemptively popping that Pulse Nova. Glimpse, nope. Not gonna find him. Static Storm actually wasted as well, but a big back wall comes in onto 2 save with another beautiful initiation. GPK trying to focus down the Darkseer, starts taking the quick the ball.
Nightfall,
Getting
he's life
super
stealing.
low, but he's life stealing with that 20 talent. He cannot die apparently. Dyrachyo completely out of mana. He does die though. The Juggernaut is dead. Dyrachyo with the double kill. The Medusa reigns supreme, and now Sage stuck all by himself. Gets a decent disarm off, but Quinn's not going to stop pulsing out that garbage, and now into the pit they go. Pure hiding
he
in
wants
the
to steal
trees.
this?
I mean, he's tried it before. He has a gem, though.
He could Meteor from Falcon Vision.
He's going to try Meteor. It actually hits everybody. And Pure, he's going to he puts the gem down first, though, trying to get some sort of steal, but we can see that Roche is not nearly close enough to go down, and Pure will get punished. Now, will they retrieve the gem? Will Game and Gladies just randomly run into it? We'll see on this episode of What the Hell Are You Doing, Pure?
Dyrachyo with the biggest balls I've ever seen. He just stands his ground against this monster of Nightfall, who I think initially he meant to dodge the glimpse, and then they keep fighting. He just barely loses out on his man fight against Dyrachyo. I kind of thought they were going to win this Roche fight as they
I mean, a lot of buybacks did
they
come
got
out.
3 buys out of Gaiman.
Yeah. Gaiman calculating it apparently, and now have a 10k lead. And we can see it was a pretty good vac wall. Getting that Jug Illusion. I did not think Nightfall was going to die here.
Now they all go on Dyrachyo. The lifesteal, 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 lifesteal.
Yeah.
I guess he had to spin here.
Yeah, I think, so this is something I wanted to mention another game when Juggernaut was picked. And I don't understand why these Jugs are not picking up Shard, because that will also heal you with spin. But if you force to spin in these fights, then you're not going to be gaining HP.
I actually think it was still healing him. He just doesn't deal damage in spin.
Well, yeah, you need Shard.
You mean to deal more damage or to heal more?
To heal more.
No, you crit. I think you're still dealing the damage. Because it's kind of bugged, the talent.
Good to know.
As, well... don't seem too happy about this fight.
He did not opt for the Swift Slash either. We should mention that. The Aghanim Scepter. Normally we've seen it at this point for the Jug.
Yeah, like this mid game was a bit rough, I think, for Nightfall. I mean, he's 5-1-5, still having a great performance, but he was forced to end up going the BKB against all this AoE trash that's coming out from Gaiman. And now the Butterfly came out and he doesn't really have the MKB completed. Uh-oh. 25 up as well soon for Mr. DR Dyrachyo.
Quinn with the Aegis, Dyrachyo with the cheese, and now Gaiman in, I would say, the driver's seat. They're in control of the game, but it's none of these leads are safe. But there's an item we did talk about.
It's a game changer.
That he has a blink means that he can actually be the one to initiate.
87%, Mr. Gaiman, please.
Okay.
Have some mercy. I mean, I don't disagree. Especially now with the Axe coming out and them having...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Does Gaiman have information on Tentacle Surprise?
He lacked critical information.
How much stats does he have on that? I don't know.
Not enough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
GPK. Just chilling around in the top area for now, trying to scale up a little more.
Under attack.
Yes, yeah, I think Nightfall's got a little bit of a slot problem. He wants both MKB and Axe. Continuing through on this game as he has...
Yeah, just wait for third row. She'll definitely be there. Yeah, and that's one of the issues with... I mean, I shouldn't say issue, but Juggernaut just feels like he needs so many items. Because you can go for any... It's not like there's a really bad item for him to pick up. So many options. Almost too hard to think of.
They need a very clean fight coming through next. As I mean, Pure's game has definitely slowed down a bit. There is the BKB on Toronto. Toronto.
Yep, that's right.
That can be a difference maker. That is for sure. This game are trying to slowly posture up aggressively with a aggressive base ward.
But the beauty of having Lesh is this is what you can do. And Medusa as well. They kind of have the same thing.
I mean, who can hit this ward? If you go too close, you could... Like, there's a chance for you to get broken into, like, some static storm. Because Gaiman are just camping this high ground ward right now.
Yeah, the lasso is the scariest thing for Quinn.
You let Jug do it. Seems about right.
What?
Nice.
X onto the Batrider. Splitter is available as Quinn. Not going to be able to get out because Toronto Tokyo has the BKB. Trying to bring Quinn back into his base. The Grand Ally not in range. So that is the Aegis. As Dyrachyo forced to use the Stone Gaze. But the big back line is under two heroes. Both are dead without buyback. And just like that, it's a 5v3 situation for Game coming in clutch with a huge back wall with Tofu's Aghanim Scepter. Absolute carnage from Gaming Gladiators.
He was about to just ravage everyone in that fight.
They're just gonna go for the throne. Tier 4 tower starting to drop.
Uh-oh.
They have one fortification. Can Boom Boom Squad actually hold this? That's the fortification coming out.
I mean,
no more to work with. And this is against dyrachyo. Medusa basically impossible to kill. And Quinn with his Diabolic Edict.
And that's what's happened too, but GPK, he's in the base and he's not moving.
He's TPing to the other side, trying to go from the reverse tactic, trying to kill the creeps, but both tier 4 towers are down. And now Gaming Gladiators focusing on the Ancient. They kill the Mind. Save comes in with a beautiful initiation. This is a last-ditch effort.
Oh my gosh.
Side of Boom